Friends, hello. It is Sunday, Monday. Whenever you're watching this video, I hope you're doing well. What a week we're about to have in the market. So, two bullet point situations that's happening this week in the market is Jerome Powell will be talking here tomorrow. He will be talking more about how these rate cuts are going to happen, the economy, stuff like that. So, it shouldn't be a terrible meeting, but it may not have a good reaction to the market. The market may go like, hey, that's not soon enough. So we could see trauma in the market tomorrow, or it could be complete opposite. It could be a really good day. And then at the end of the week, we're going to have more news. So it's just going to be a little bit of a funny week here with what's about to happen. So, and this is why a lot of people have been saying like, hey, I'm out. I'm selling my Sofi. If it goes up, that's fine. I'll jump back in whenever. But right now, I need to pull back here. So I think the majority of most people everyone's on particular sides here where a lot of people are going, hey, I'm just buying and accumulating as much Sofi as I can. I'm trying to get as much as I can and put as much capital into Sofi as I possibly can before going into the next big leg of the market next year. And that's completely understandable, and honestly that's probably the safest bet. That's going to do you the most here going into the next 6 months to a year with Sofi, with gains that we should see start to really accumulate here very soon, especially once we get these rate cuts start going here. And whatever happens with this election, either way, Sofi should start to really produce some bigger numbers when it comes to a stock price. So talking about that this week, what we could possibly see with Sofi, I'm going to be honest. I love a doom and gloom situation because it leaves opportunity. I'm going to be very selfish, and I'm going to tell you right now, I would love to see Sofi go back down to like a 740 to I would love to see it go down to a 6. I don't think it's going to a 6. I don't know if we're going to see 6 again. It's going to take some real disastrous situations to happen in the market. Could it happen? Yeah, it could happen. But I don't know that we're going to see that huge pullback. But what we saw here Friday, we just saw more shakeout in the market. That's generally what we saw. And Sofi was met with some weird news that a lot of people didn't catch immediately. I didn't catch it till the end of the day. But the board of trustees of Title ETF Trust, the trust has approved a reverse stock split of the issued and outstanding shares of the Sofi Select 500. So this has to do with Sofi. You can go look at more of this. It doesn't have much to do with Sofi, their stock, but it's just an ETF that Sofi was a part of. Anyway, it had a little bit of a bad effect on the stock here, I think Friday when it came out, but it really has nothing to do with the overall stock of Sofi and how Sofi is going to do here. Sofi is fine. Sofi is doing great, and it should continue to be like that. So this week, once again, Jerome Powell is talking tomorrow, and Jerome probably is going to he's going to make the market do whatever it wants. And it's funny because it's happening early on a Monday morning. So it really will project how the rest of the week is going to go. If Jerome come out and says some things that the market is not liking, more than likely we're going to have a bloodbath in the market tomorrow, even with these rate cuts being announced. Because the real situation is, yay, we're having rate cuts. That they're at the 5. It's all right. Great. It's half. But still, a lot more is going to have to accumulate here with that. Job reports, still bad. Inflation, it's getting better. It's not great. So there's still room here for a bloodbath in the market. And this is what I've been talking about the last 2 weeks here, where I've been like, hey, Sofi can easily run to a $9 position right now with some heavier news, some really good news. Could that happen tomorrow? Absolutely. But Sofi too is in a very delicate situation where if it gets any kind of bad news, it's going to probably fall apart, because I think the majority of investors right now with Sofi are either buying just a lot of it and storing it away. They're like squirrels gathering nuts. That's what they're doing. They're just gathering. Completely understand it. Then I think a lot of people are just like, hey, and this is what I'm seeing a lot of too, where people are like, hey, I just want to get out of this. I've been bag holding this. I just want to get out, put my money somewhere else. If it falls apart, I'll buy in at a cheaper rate, raise more capital in it. Completely understand that situation too. And then I think some people are just still sitting on the fence and going like, is this stock actually gonna, is it gonna do something here in the next 6 months? Because, it's been a rough situation so far. Obviously the first pick of that, just accumulating SoFi, even at $8, anything under $8, very good deal for what's coming. That's obviously going to be your safest bet. But I know a lot of people like to sell, buy back in cheaper, sell, buy back in cheaper, sell, buy back in cheaper, and that's understandable. So I'm trying to talk to everyone here with what's going on. But like I said, Monday, tomorrow, the rest of the week is really gonna be affected about whatever Jerome Powell says here. And obviously I'm being selfish, but I want some bad news. I want him to say, like, I don't want bad news, but I want him to come out and just say, like, things aren't as good as we thought, but we're gonna do the rate cuts, but it's gonna be a slow and steady run up the hill here. That could very well leave a situation where the market goes like, whoa, okay, and people just immediately start dumping their stuff, which will lead to chaos in the market. So SoFi closed out this week at $1.05 and played around. It went down a little more even after hours, so it's right above $8. Tomorrow, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what Jerome Powell's going to say. If he had talked Friday and said X this, X that, we would have had a better understanding. I would say, like, hey, the market is about to run this week, or I would say, like, hey, it's about to be a bloodbath. We just don't know. There's things coming out this week that will affect the rest of the market going into next week too. So it's just one of those, like, weird week. We could see SoFi do anything here at any given moment. SoFi could fall back down to a 730 zone. SoFi could run up to a $9 position. SoFi's already showed that it likes this 850 zone. It's been there. It likes it. It's okay with it. It's just holding that right now. But the fact that SoFi is playing around this $8 position right now, and it's touching this 820, 840 on a good day, on a big push. We've had that twice so far. These are positive things that we're seeing with SoFi, and this is how we start building up positions. We start building up these stairs into higher numbers. So with that, tomorrow we'll have a lot more understanding of how these rate cuts are going to start to unfold here, what Jerome Powell sees, where they're wanting to go further with things, and he's really going to break down what's about to happen. So tomorrow could be a really good day, could be a really bad day. I wish everyone the best of luck. I'm going to stop yapping here. I still think there's a lot of good deals out here in the market. I still think NVIDIA, great deal, even at this 1016. I think anything under 130 going into next year is going to be really good. SoundHound, I've been talking about SoundHound. I don't know what more people want me to say. For God's sakes, look at SoundHound. People are going to get left out of that. Palantir, the baby, the sweet baby. Palantir, that is our sweet golden goose egg right there, Palantir. And Palantir has one of those situations. Something could be similar to SoFi, where Palantir sat at a $6 to $7 range for years. It felt like forever, and we were like, oh my God, we know the company's undervalued, we know this company is good, we know they're one of a kind. Are they ever going to do anything more? I mean, I had that conversation so many times on here, and everyone was saying the same thing. And then finally, Palantir got a few more big contracts. It got into a good place. The zeitgeist took over with it. And now look at what Palantir is doing. It's undervalued, even almost at $40. And critics are just head over heels in love with it. So, friends, listen, in the long run, we're going to be just fine with SoFi. We're going to be just fine. But it is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride here these next few months with what's going to happen with SoFi. We've got to see these rate cuts start to take effect. When rate cuts start to take effect here, the more that they accumulate, we're going to see SoFi really start to show some numbers on top of that. That's what really comes to the nuts and bolts of that situation, where these rate cuts start affecting SoFi on their balance sheet with customers, all that kind of stuff. That's where we're really going to see the tail end of this. Yes, we want to hear rate cuts are good. We want rate cuts. But at the end of the day, big investors, big corporations, big investment firms, they want to see the numbers, and that's why SoFi here could still take a little bit of a pullback here until we start to see a little more evidence of what's going to happen here. So, best of luck, everyone. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.